Street Fighter 6. Special online. Custom room. challenger.
Two of the biggest lab monsters are about to get it going.
Gotta do this. Come on.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Checks with the projectile. We're still in the early going, and it's really anyone's fight. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. The low heavy hits. That was a solid anti-air. Counter hit throw there. What did he think? Absorbs the attack and fires back. Neither of them is willing to back off here. Decides to meet them in the air. Low heavy hits. Mix up incoming. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Reads their mind and in there! Player 2 must feel very confident going into the later rounds after that win.
Round 2.
Looks like they want to establish a rhythm with their ground game and firearms. Side switch. Now they're on the defensive. Throws them down. Goes for the low kick. Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Takes a trip. From up above. Super on deck for both fighters. Expect to see some fireworks. Knockdown. Their life is looking critical, and they can't rely too much on drive either. Reacts to the throw. Throws them. What's next? Jumps? All right, what's coming up next? Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. Scrapping it out. KO. Still lots of time left in this match. You could say that the real fight is about to start.
Round 3.
Looks like they want to establish a rhythm with their ground game and fireballs. Low kick connects. Good job blocking the jumping. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Both fighters have super arts on deck. They can't make any mistakes here. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Very solid corner switch. That's the jumping they were looking for. Throws them to negate the block. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. We are near the end of the round. Can either fighter pull a rabbit out of their hat here? Block for the throw to close it out. Player 2 is one win away from winning this fight. Can they hang on?
Round 4.
Goes for the jump in to start the round. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Jump? Both fighters want to establish themselves early on. Takes a trip. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Drive gauge management here is going to be vital. This may be it. Super arts on deck for both fighters. How they approach the situation will be interesting. Barely blocks the jumping. A quick breather. Still scraps the low. Uses the gauge for a super art. Closing it out with a super art finish. Nice. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Challenger.
This is gonna be a 5-star match. Get ready for history to be made.
Round 1.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Definitely shuts out the jump. Low kicks are a no-go. Starts off zoning with fireball. Goes with the projectile to pressure the opponent. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. The low is denied. Knockdown. The grab misses. Oh, easy tech. I can't keep track of these corner switches. Blocks the low heavy. Taking stock. The quarter makes it hard, takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. Knockdown. Player 1 needs to use what little drive they have left effectively. Gets the counter hit throw. Oh, burnout triggered. Player 1 needs to fire his off and KO. Player 2 will be able to concentrate a little better with the first round in the bag.
Round 2. Fight.
Goes for the jump in to start the round. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Low heavy. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. Player 1 is leading in meter, but how will they utilize that advantage? Uses the fireball to try and establish their pace. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. They can stop. Blocks the low heavy. Who will this critical arc hit? Is this gonna finish it?
Get down and
It's tied at 1-1. Will we see our fighters kick it into high gear?
Round 3.
Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. Player 2 will want to take it, takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. Goes in on the impact for nothing. The low heavy hit. That drive impact doesn't get through. Gets the counter hit throw. All right, what's coming up next? At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Knockdown. Solid throw tag. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Big low attack to pick up the win this round. Player 2 is one win away from winning this fight. Can they hang on? Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Throws him. What's next? The jump in catches him. Still slugging it out at this range. Jumps. Reads their mind and takes the throw. Creates an opening with the low heavy. That's a counter. Hits up the counter. This is going to be huge. Brushes that off and keeps going. Uses the target combo as a filler. Ooh, just goes for it at this range. What's next? Oh, critical arc out. This is gonna kill. No doubt about it.
get down and
What a finish!
yeah! Can't beat me.
Final round. Fight.
Starts things off with a jump in. Who's going to steal this win? Drops them. Reads the throw and escapes. Both player throw is denied. What a read. Connects with the throw. That instantly does some big damage. All the throw connects. Oh man, this is a scary range. What's next? Anticipated on the throw. Player 1 can't use drive. It meets them air to air. Throws them. Oh, here we go. Player 1 can't let this ship base out the low kick. No heavy. What will be the follow-up here? Oh my, the throw tag. Where are you going? You can't escape.
Real
Player 2 comes out on top of that fierce battle. Talk about a show. That match had it all.
round 1.
It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Jump in. Ooh, what a smart throw. Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. Low heavy hits. Mix up incoming. Player 1 with the life lead. The pressure continues as they can't escape the corner. They need to find a way out. Takes a trip. Projectile to try and change the situation. Gets the jump in. Life lead opens up. A quick breather. Goes for the super arc. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? Knockdown. A super art? Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner. KO! Player 2 will be able to concentrate a little better with the first round in the bag.
Round 2.
Goes for the jump in to start the round. Nice tech. Decides to meet them in the air. Very nice anti-air there. They read their opponent like a book. Still very early in the round. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Sticks the jump in. Taking stock. Gets the jump in. Blocks the low heavy. Knockdown. Oh, whiffs the throw. Both sides backing off to form their game plan. Okay, creating some space here. Oh, easy tech. The jump-in is denied. Player 2 creates a good corner opportunity. Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. Knockdown and... They gotta pull the trigger on their drop. Low heavy connected? It's tied at 1-1. Will we see our fighters kick it into high gear?
Round 3.
They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Clear that neither of them wants to be in the corner. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may go for the super art? Player 2 has the meter lead. The low is denied. Knockdown. Holds out with the block. Oh, whiffs the throw. Quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Throws out a projectile. Opts for the air-to-air encounter. Player 2 will want to take advantage of their meter lead while they have it. All right, what's coming up next? A clutch drive move here can close out this round for either fighter. Going in? In there! Player 2 is one win away from winning this fight. Can they hang on?
Round 4.
Immediate jump in. Are we going to see some fireworks here? Player 1 chases them down. The damage is really piling up now. You can see how cornering your opponent is such an effective game plan. Takes a trip. They just won't stop switching sides. Scrapping it out up close. Medium kick hits. Grabs and throws them away. Max SA gauges. Unbelievably in sync with a chance to score big here. Player 2 needs to use the fake out the low kick. Straight up the line, gets the counter hit and the win. The fighters have matched each other blow for blow. This fight will be decided in this final round. Tries to act quickly but with the attack. Oh, the throw connects. Gets it the perfect fireball. Crowns him from above. Player 2, low heavy. Drops them from the air. Sets up with the jump in. Both sides getting ready. Player 1 has the super gauge advantage. The low kick hits. Player 1, low heavy, but no go. Flatlines him. Woo, I dare you to find me a better match than that. Get up and tell him what's good.
Here comes a new challenger.
HP maxed, side quests done, and the skill tree's fully unlocked. Let's get it on.
This will be in round 1.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. No go for the throw. Easily escapes. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. They're not going to allow any jump-ins. Gets the jump in. Can't tech the throw. Overdrive. Knockdown. We're near the end of the round. They opt for the throw to close it out. Player 2 picks up the first round. It's still anyone's fight, so they can't get complacent here. Uh-oh. Falls short. The low is denied. Plenty of time left. How's the match gonna play out? Player one pushes the opponent into the corner. Can't tech the throw? Taking stock. Player one is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Throws them to start the corner pressure. The drive impact whiffs. Are they ready to punish? Jumps in. Goes for the super arc. The super doesn't hit. Takes a trip. Player one needs to use the threat of the corner game. Closing moments of the match. One hit's gonna do it. Creates an opening with a low ball critical. What's gonna happen?
This is my chance.
Closes with the throw. Hitting him with the smart stuff. Player two straight up put their opponent on a poster.
Round three.
Immediate jumping. Are we going to see some fireworks here? Big, low, reaching heavy. With this super up connect, uses the target combo as a filler. Scrapping it out up close. Big throw. Player one, there's a wall splat. They can't do anything now. Blocks the low heavy, and quick dashing. Player one holding on to that corner advantage. Going in, are we gonna see a comeback here? Ball the throw connects. Throws a fireball. You've gotta be mindful of reaching, jumping. Sets up with the jump and gets the tip with the low heavy. I smell a comeback in the works.
Round four.
Opts to create space to start. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Jumps up. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Takes a trip. Does a good job of pushing back. Gets the jump in. Knockdown and looking to impress with this super. Can they keep on him? Still slugging it out at this range. Going in. Blocks it. Uses the target combo as a filler. Shinran fakes out the low kick.
Not good enough.
Can they close this round without relying on... Ooh, what a smart throw! Amazing! Player one is in a very good spot now. Getting up low at flatline zone. This match ain't over yet. Open with a jump in. This is it. Who's gonna take it all? Breaks the block with a throw. Which fighter will control face out the low kick? That feeling out phase is over. Time it goes to the air. Blocks the low kick. Low heavy. Drops them from the air. Chucks the fireball to continue their hold over their zone. Player one is in a very pumps the brakes on the impact. Throws them. Plenty of health. Full kick. Perfect execution with the anti-air. Excellent read. Crowns them from above. Meets them air to air. Well, how did they read that throw? Throw is denied. All the throw connects. Okay, here we go. Player one can't let this throw take. What a read with that anti-air. Player one straight up outplayed them. Talk about a David and Goliath situation. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Sticks out a kick. Barely blocks the jump in. Hits him with a stopping block. Does a good job of pushing back. Sees it coming and blocks it out.
This is my chance.
Throw hits. Now the fun begins. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? Knockdown. From up above. The low kick is blocked. They're jostling for the dominant position in the corner. Player one creates a good corner opportunity. In a dire situation. Will this super up connect? Can't tech the throw? Alright, what's coming up next? Oh god, this is tense. Finishes with the throw. Player two will be able to concentrate a little better with the first round in the bag. Goes for the jump in to start the round. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Both fighters have plenty of health. Where is this match gonna go? Saw that low heavy coming. Takes a trip. Can't tech the throw? That attack landed for a counter hit. They'll have to decide how to follow up. Player one chases them down. Good job blocking the jumper. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Low heavy hits. Mixed up takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. Neither of them willing to back off here. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. They exchange blows. Oh, burnout triggered. Player one can't afford mistakes without that drive gauge. Closes with the throw, hitting them with the smart stuff. Player two is winning with the greatest of ease. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Throws out a projectile. Gets the jump in. Things are slow going right now, but we may see someone speed things up soon. Both sides have the super gauge maxed and ready to rip. Knockdown and player two needs to use the threat of the corner. This goes for it at this range. Player two is not in a good place health-wise, but with a super art in play, it's still not over. Finishes with the throw. I smell a comeback in the works. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Jumps? How's this round going to develop? Grabs and throws them away. Jumps in. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Breaks the block with a throw. Throws a fire. Smart play to stop the opponent there. Like burnout. Expect the tempo of the match to change. The low kick hits. In filthy cross-up. Player two brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Blocks the low heavy. The low heavy hits. Good anti. Goes for the low kick. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Neither of them willing to back off. Knockdown. Solid protect. Both fighters decide to reset the pace and assess the situation. Oh, whiffs the throw. They're being absolutely relentless with this fireball pressure in the corner. Throws them to negate the block. Does a good job of pushing back. Very solid corner sweep. Knockdown and they need to rely on their instincts here. No knock from the low heavy connected. Player one will be able to concentrate a little better with the first round in the bag.
Round two. Fight.
A brave forward jump there to start. Can't tech the throw. Lays on the pressure with the projectile. Plenty of time left. How's the match gonna play out? Any developments early in the round will set the table for the rest of the fight. The low is denied. Will they incorporate that full drive gauge they have into their game plan? All right, what's coming up next? Was looking for that jump attack. Super on deck for both fighters. Expect to see some fireworks. This is where things will get interesting as the damage starts to pile up on both fighters. Low heavy hits. Mix up all critical. What's gonna happen? Looking for a chance. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. What's the next move? Charges forward. Low heavy connected? Player one is feeling it. Match point.
Round three.
How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Nice tech. Decides to meet them in the air. Player one is in a pretty good situation with the leader again. Both fighters planning something? Player one needs to use the threat of the corner here. They're going for the super art. Oh, let's go. The throw miss. Breaks those shins. What's the next move? breaks the block with a throw. How can they low heavy? Impact squat. The low. Are we gonna see a comeback here? Here, perfect execution with the anti-air. What's this Kiko Hado gonna do? That throw's gonna take off a chunk of damage. The low kick hits. Doesn't take it low. I smell a comeback in the works.
Round 4.
Dashes up. Who's going to start things off? Nice tech. Throws them to negate the block. Player 2 chases them down. Good job blocking the jumping. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Player 2 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. What's the next move? Ooh, there's a side switch. This could be big. That's a counter. Shows a medium kick. Quick breather. Sneaks in above. Scrapping it out up close. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. The low drop. Low heavy. Player a back throw for damage and vital positioning. Oh, here we go. Ooh, what a smart throw. They got it hard. Okay, here we go. Gets the tip with the low heavy. Player 1 faced the giant and walks away unscathed. What a win! They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Jumps. Throws them to negate the block. The low doesn't connect. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. Low kicks are a no-go. Gets the jump in. The throw connects for counter hit damage. Goes with the projectile to pressure the opponent. Knockdown. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? That drive impact is blocked. Sees it coming and blocks it out. Deftly shuts out the jump. Player 1 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. How much damage can they deal before the opponent's drive gauge replenishes? Throws them to negate the block. Did this super art connect? That attack landed for a counter hit. They'll have to decide how to follow up. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Yes. Player 1 wins the first round, but they'll need to stick to their game plan in order to win.
Round 2. Fight.
Goes for the jump in to start the round. Low kicks are a no-go. Saw that low heavy coming. Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Knockdown. Blocks the low heavy. The low is denied. Taking stock. Oh, with the throw. From up above. Takes a trip. Big low reaching heavy. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Lots of life to play with. And full SA meters. It's a big gamble and rips out a raw super. Risky up-close scrap still going. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Big low attack to pick up the win this round. Player 1 is feeling it. Match point.
Round 3. Fight.
Jumps in. Sticks the Hadouken. That's not gonna hit. Jumps. Big throw. Knockdown and player 2 will look to apply pressure here. Scrapping it out up close. The low heavy's blocked. They're going for the super art. Blocks the low heavy and jumps up. The low heavy is denied. What'll have fires off the Shifu Hadouken. Still reads the jump in perfectly. Wow, reads the counterattack. Up and over. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Anti-air in the clutch. Doesn't touch the throw. Player 1 made all the right moves. And this experience is only gonna make them stronger. Oh, not done yet. Looks like they're both warmed up. Jump? Good job blocking the jumping. They're showing us just how patient they can be. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Lots of aggression from both sides. The low kick is blocked. Trips him up. Goes for the low kick. The low kick connects. Oh, easy 10. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. The low is denied. Taking stock. Throws him to negate the block. Gets the jump in. Neither of them willing to back off here. The low doesn't connect. This is a critical point of the round where they just need to go for it. A quick breather. Closes with the throw. Hitting him with the smart stuff. Player 1 will be able to concentrate a little better with the first round in the bag. Looks like they want to establish a rhythm with their ground game and fireballs. Throws them down. There's a corner shoot. Player 2 chases them down. Lots of life to play with, and full SA meters. What will they do? Good job blocking the jumping. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Close them. What's next? Definitely answers air attack. Heading into the end game now. Getting tense. Takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. Blocks the low heavy. Knockdown. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Big low attack to pick up the win this round. It's tied at 1-1. Will we see our fighters kick it into high gear?
Round 3.
Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Definitely shuts out the jump in. Player 1 will want to take advantage of their meter lead while they have it. Takes a trip. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? Can't tech the throw? Player 1 takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. Grabs him. Alright, what's coming up next? Player 2 is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Close him. What's next? They're going for the super art?
This is my chance.
Grabs and throws him away.
I have a prize.
Takes in the throw. Player 1 is one win away from winning this fight. Can they hang on?
Round 4.
Closes the gap. Big low reaching heavy. Fires off the 2 Hadouken. How's this round going to develop? Player 1 didn't rely too much on drive in that last round, but they may be looking to mix things up. Can they stop this light lead from getting bigger? Player 1 needs to use the predator corner kick. Barely blocks the jump in. Knockdown and... Hadouken. The super doesn't hit. Player 1 sets up with the jump in. The low block. Okay, here we go. Player 1, what's this Kiku Hado gonna do? Closes it out. Player 1 faced the giant and walks away unscathed. What a win! It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Nails the anti-air. Can't tech the throw. The low is denied. Still slugging it out here. Player 2 has the life lead. Opts for the throw. Goes with the projectile to pressure the opponent. Whiffs the throw. Alright, what's coming up next? Player 1 is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Life lead opens up. I can't keep track of these corner switches. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Goes for the low-risk air-to-air. Player 2 may have taken the first round, but you can be sure that there will be adjustments on both sides.
Round 2. Fight.
They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Deftly shuts out the jumping. The low heavy hits. Combo with the target combo. Player one chases them down. Knocked down. They're jostling for the dominant position in the corner. Limited resources at hand right now. Most fighters are working with empty drive gauges, but I'm sure they want to make something happen. All right, what's coming up next? Solid shot. With this super up connect, they can't squander this punish counter chance. A quick breather. Life lead opens up. There, KO. Takes one back. Both sides bringing it now.
Round 3.
A brave forward jump there to start. What'll happen this round? Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Any developments early in the round will set the table for the rest of the fight. Good job blocking the jumping. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Player 1 needs to use what little drive they have left effectively. Both sides have the super gauge maxed and ready to rip. Player 1 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Very solid corner switch. Plenty of space between the fighters. What will be their approach? Player 2 creates a big gamble and rips out a raw super. All right, what's coming up next? KO. Player 2 is one win away from winning this fight. Can they hang on?
Round 4.
Quick dashing. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Big, low, reaching heavy. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Low, heavy hits. Mix up income. Player 1 has the meter lead. Side switch in the corner. No knockdown as the low heavy is blocked. Knockdown and breaks those shins. They're going for the super art. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Not much life difference. Jumps in. Get knocked down. Here comes the mix-up. Crowns him from above. Both fighters slams on the brakes and shuts out the counter. Oh God! How did they read that ball? This is gonna hurt. What's next? Base out the low kick. What a finish! Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us.